I look nice and scary, right? Like a ghost. I was just watching B Hayes, and I got to say something about that guy, man. He really aggravates me. And I'm going to tell you the reason why, okay? B Hayes, I'm trying to think of a good way to describe this guy. When he calls it right, he gloats. He's like, I said it, I told you. He tries to come across, he's kind of like on the lines of like a Lou. Like he thinks he's a market genius, he's very experienced, all this stuff, okay. But when he calls it wrong, instead of like being a man and manning up and just saying, look, people make mistakes, I make mistakes, he tries to like play it like he still calls it right. You understand? Like, I'll give you an example. One of the reasons I actually invested in Redbox was I was watching some of B. Hayes' videos, and he had titles like, forget AMC, Redbox is gonna Boaz, Redbox is gonna squeeze, all these like things, 200% short interest, it's gonna be tremendous day tomorrow for Redbox, like all these very pumping videos with Redbox. Now, I'm not blaming B. Hayes. I just want to make it perfectly clear. I'm not blaming nobody that I got in high with Redbox. I blame myself. Definitely should have took a little bit more time to think that one out. But the thing I don't like about B. Hayes is he was pumping the living shit out of Redbox. And now that Redbox took a hit, B. Hayes is trying to come across all like, you're a lot of uneducated people in the market, and I told you that, like, you be chasing, man. You be chasing that shit. You buy that shit at 14, 15, 16, 17. You be chasing, Listen, B. Hayes, let's be realistic, all right? If Redbox would have went to 50, you would have made a video. I told you. You see? Man, that shit squeeze. I told you. I know I sound like Teddy Time, but for some reason, I still think this voice applies to B. Hayes. B. Hayes, look, you can't have it two ways, man. You're either right or you're wrong. And look, I'm man enough to admit it, okay? The Ape Father's man enough. I bought Redbox too high. You got to be man enough to admit you pumped the shit out of it. You were even pumping that shit harder than AMC, brother. You were pumping that shit hard. You were like, forget AMC, like 200% short interest, Redbox. And now you try to act all like, I told you so, that this shit was going to drop. This shit turned out just like we expect. And if it would have went to 50, he would have said the same thing. So basically, B. Hayes is kind of like a one-sided coin. You understand? It's like imagine you have a coin, right? And on each side it's heads. Yes, like in other words, he wins on every bet because he's gonna. You flip that coin, it's your heads. You got it. All right, so no. B. Hayes, you called it wrong. You called Redbox wrong. And by the way, I'm not trying to make any fun video on Redbox because I'm still holding. Okay, I'm holding it. I understand that we can't hold it for too much time because once that acquisition goes through with chicken soup, those shares are going to be worth like pretty much nothing. So, it's got to happen in the month of June. It's got to happen in the next couple of weeks. I'm giving it a couple of weeks with Redbox. But, B. Hayes, listen, man up once in a while, man. Man up. You called it wrong, all right? Crazy. I told you it turned out that way.